It's Thursday, November the 29th. Lake level's just about down to 906, which is going to be about 9 feet below normal. It's dropped about 6 inches or so since last week, and looks like it's going to continue to drop. I don't see any rain in the forecast. Water temperatures are in the mid-50s. I mean, if you got nothing to do this weekend, and maybe the last really nice weekend to get out there and do some fishing, it's supposed to be almost 70 degrees Sunday. So, you know, it'll be a great time to get out. Now, some of you may have noticed I've got a new boat in the last month. You know, I ran Ranger boats for a long time. They make a great boat and great people to deal with. But I've made a decision. You know, I make a living out of my boat, so I made it kind of on several different things. You know, a lot of it was like their tournament rewards program that allows you to win money fishing local events, and they don't have to have a ton of boats in them. And also, you know, the pricing on the boat was considerably less expensive. And to be honest, I actually thought that by the boat being a lot cheaper in price that I'd be giving up, you know, something. But I've had the boat for a month, and man, I'm just really impressed. I mean, the boat fishes awesome. Fish is good and level. I've had it out in 30-mile-an-hour winds. It takes the rough water great. You know, all the cosmetic stuff on the boat, their finish work is really, the detail is really nice. You know, they've come a long way in their boats in the last 5 or 6 years, the Nitros have. And like I say, I can't honestly say that I've give up anything coming over to the Nitro Z9. You know, it does everything and more. It's got just awesome storage. I mean, all my dry storage, when you open the lids, the LED lights automatically come on. I've been out in the rain several times. Everything's nice and dry. And the good thing about buying them, no matter where you buy them in the country, the price is the same. You know, they've got like a no-nonsense dealing. So it's not like when you make a deal on it, like buying a car, when you get out of the dealership, you wonder if you beat the salesman up good enough or how good of a deal you actually got. Like I say, no matter where you buy the boat, the particular boat in the country, they're all going to be the same base price with whatever options you know, order extra. But anyways, getting into the fishing, the fishing's still pretty tough. It's kind of a day-to-day deal. It's not a normal fall. You know, normally when the water gets down in the mid-50s like this, our fishing's really good. It's like the bait's migrated back into the creeks, but instead of being active and up in the water column, most of the bait the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I'm finding still down there 20, 25 feet. You know, in the morning, I think you can go just about anywhere on the lake and throw a crankbait, you know, for the first couple hours and get bit. I've been throwing mainly a wigglewort, but like a DT10 will work. You know, anything that runs anywhere from 5 to 10 feet down. And it seems like I'm working mainly main lake points, bluff ends, rock transitions, the points of the creeks, and even in some of the bigger creeks, some of the secondary points. Then it seems like about 9:30, 10 o'clock, you know, we haven't had any wind. We're supposed to have some the next couple of days. I've got a 2-day tournament coming up. I hope the wind in the clouds helps, because I've been able to catch 5 each day the last 3 or 4 days, but I've really had to work at it, you know, to do it. You know, I've been able to catch, like I say, a few in the morning on the crankbait, and then about 9:30, 10 it gets pretty tough. But another way I've been catching some fish, and if you're just going out fun fishing, I've been catching a lot of fish on these steeper banks. Some of them on bluff banks, some of them back in the creeks, you know, like the bluff bank or the channel bank back in the creek. And when I haven't had any wind, I've been throwing a Senko. Now I've been throwing on a pretty heavy shaky head. This is a 1/2 ounce shaky head, and this is a watermelon purple Senko. Another way I've been fishing it is on a pig stick or pig rig, or something that's similar to like the Biffle hard head will also work. It's a football head with a hook on it, and I think the bait's got a lot more action like this than it does on the shaky head. But it comes through the rocks pretty good. Shaky head seems to come through it a little bit better. We haven't had to fish it real deep, and even where we're throwing a pretty big head, you know, I'm setting the boat at about 20 to 25 foot, depending on, you know, how deep the channel is on the bluff. I'm about a cast away from the bluff, throwing up to the bank and working it back out to the boat. And like I said, when the fish are shallow up there, they don't seem to be hesitant at all to hit the bait with the heavy head. And what's good with the heavy head, if I work it out to that 15, 20 foot of water, I can still keep it in contact with bottom. Now I'm not dragging it, you know, I'm pretty much keeping the bait moving, trying to keep it in contact with the bottom. Similar to the same way we talked about a few weeks ago how I've been working a jig on some of them wigglewort banks. And also I've been throwing the shaky head on some of the same banks that I'm catching fish on early in the morning with a wigglewort. I'm just backing out a little bit and fishing it in the same spot. Now you can also get bit on a spinnerbait early. And I think if the wind picks up and we get some clouds, you may be able to get bit, you know, all day on the spinnerbait. But I'm still checking the backs of the creeks, you know, fishing from the mouths all the way back, because there is bait back there, but I found most of it to be on the bottom. I don't know for sure what it's going to take to get that bait up higher into the water column, get some of the fish chasing them. I think Gizmo here likes the smell of that Senko, don't you? He thinks he wants one of them. But anyways, there's just a lot of different things working. You know, football jigs working out on the main lake points, anywhere from 30 to as deep as 45 foot. A lot of them fish out there, you can't even see them on the graph. It looks like there's nothing at all out there. You just got to drag the jig. Some of the fish are so tight to the bottom that they're not even marking on the screen. You know, usually they got to be a foot up off the bottom, get a little separation before they'll mark on the electronics. But like I say, a lot of different ways to catch fish. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. So if you get a chance, get out there and do some fishing. And good luck till next week. Good luck, good fishing.